Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to show you guys how to make a pumpkin spice iced coffee at home, of course. So the first step is you're going to make some coffee. I usually use this one right here. This one's really good, the espresso one. But I'm almost out, so I have to start using this one. I like to try different ones, but this one's my favorite. So you can either make a whole pot or you can do the single cup for Keurig. This is what this is right now. It does have the little ice feature right here. So you just put like the cup on the side for the shot and you can fill your ice. But I don't like to do that because it gets watered down. So I just make the hot coffee as usual. So make the coffee first, as usual. So once the coffee's done, pour yourself a cup. And it goes for the same thing for like the single cup for the Keurig. You know, it already goes in its own cup. So this gives it extra time to cool before our next step. I'd say wait maybe about like 3 to 5 minutes. You can just let it cool down. I almost just spilled it all over myself. But so let that cool. The next step, once the coffee is cooled a little bit, just so it's not scalding hot, you know what I mean? So there's two ways, well, technically like 3 ways you can make it. You can just let it cool more and throw in some ice and then, you know, your sugars and creamers and all that. For me, I like to use this shaker to cool it instantly. And then it helps like the sugar and cream mix really well. And the other one is the blender. So if you want to make like a frozen coffee. But I'm gonna make, I guess it's kind of like a shaken espresso. I don't know. It's just really like a shaken iced coffee, just to cool it faster because the metal will help with ice. So you fill this to the brim with ice, and then you fill your cup with ice. If you want it like extra freezing cold, because that's how I am. Also, so I filled this to the brim with ice. I got my teaspoon right here because we are gonna make this coffee with double, which is double cream, double sugar, just like two teaspoons of both. And I'm gonna show you, so just regular sugar or whatever sugar you use. And to make it pumpkin spice flavored, I'm using the Chobani coffee creamer, which is this one right here. This one's really good. It tastes just like pumpkin spice. It's the best one I've used so far, the Chobani brand. You can get these shakers at Walmart and Amazon, and where else can you get them? Like, I got another one for like 80 cents at Meijer. It was on clearance. That one is plastic though. I don't recommend using the plastic one if your coffee is still warm because, you know, you don't want all that stuff in there. So go ahead and do the double with the coffee, which is like 2 teaspoons of sugar and 2 teaspoons of the coffee creamer. But it will change because it depends on how you like your coffee. But that's just how I drink mine. This isn't the recipe that I'm showing you. And then at the end, you can add some cold foam. I got this from Aldi. Sweet vanilla. It's super good. They have like caramel too, I think. Like different flavors, like for whipped cream and stuff. So yeah, this is it right here. So I shake this up until it gets like freezing cold. But while the coffee is still a little warm, go ahead and put your sugar in and your creamer, just so that way the sugar can be broken down easier. Okay, looks a little light, but I did the double. I did add a little bit more though. I added like maybe half a teaspoon more of the creamer just because I wanted more pumpkin spice flavor, you know? So go ahead and pour it into here. I have the lid and stuff. Let me show you guys. So now I poured it in there. Be very careful. You know, it was still a little warm. Only try to touch it at the top because it's already cold from up here. So now I'm going to get the lid and stuff. You might want to do this over the sink just because my little grip thing around here, it's kind of loose sometimes, or like, I don't know, it's weird, but it leaks a little bit. So yeah, so like this right here, it kind of leaks sometimes. So go ahead and put that on. So it looks like this. There's this little lid that you put on. So when you shake, hold this down like this. Because sometimes, I don't know if it's just like the pressure, but sometimes this, one time I was shaking it and it freaking went like this. And I was like, oop. So just use this at your own caution, like awareness, okay? Because, you know, like I said, it was still a little warm. So make sure you touch it at the top right here. And then like this. Do this over the sink just because it might leak right here, depending on the shaker you have. Shake it up and then pour it into the cup. Okay. So, go ahead and pour it. Like so. So there's the iced coffee. Now I'm going to put the cold foam. See, look at that. There is the iced coffee. It's super good. So you can mix it up. I just wanted to show you, like, for the visual learners like me, you know, how it could be done with a shaker. So there you have an easy iced coffee at home. I think the creamer was like... See, the thing is, I got it from Sam's Club, so I got the big one, and it lasts forever. Especially when you're only doing like 2 teaspoons. This color I did 2.5. I'm trying to think of how much it usually goes for. But usually creamer is like, what was it, like $4 for like a whole thing? Might be cheaper, might be a little bit more, I'm not sure. And then, you know, sugar, not expensive at all. So, and then shaker bottle, this was about maybe like $8. I got mine from Walmart. It was either 8 or 10, I can't remember, but you know, you get to use it a lot. So, and it's stainless steel. So, yep, there you have it.